point I have Eclipse already installed, and I want to create a Hello World program. And then I want to also create a little program like this that takes two integers, adds them, and prints them out. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm working on a Mac, so this might be a little bit different on your machine, is to find Eclipse. And I'm going to open it. Okay, so the first step is I'm going to click on File, New, Project. And then for this first example, I'm going to call it Hello World Project. Typically your exercises will tell you what to call the project. And then at this point, I'm just going to click Finish. And it says the module info.java already exists in the source folder. Do you want to overwrite it? And on here, it doesn't matter. This, you can just say no on here, or yes. Either way, it's going to work. And then the next step is we're going to go to File. I'm sorry. Here you want to, let's look at this really quickly. So if I click on my first option on the left hand side, I'm going to see that I have Hello World Project right there. So under the project, you have something called the JRE System Library and Source. So under Source Code is where I'm going to actually have my my class. So for every Java program, you're going to have one or more classes. At the beginning, you're just going to have one class. And as you read chapter 2 and on, you'll learn a little bit more about classes. But right now, we just want to make sure that our compiler runs. Okay, so we don't want to get too technical. And so right here where it says Hello World, I'm going to right click. So I right clicked where it says Hello World Project, the blue. New, and now I'm going to create the class. And then I'm going to give it a name. And again, typically your book will tell you what name to give it. I'll call this Hello World Class. I want to choose that this is going to be a public static, or it's going to have a public static void main function. And don't worry about any of this, and then finish. So at this point, it tells us that the name of the class is Hello World. And then we have here our main method. And inside here is where I'm going to type my instructions. So right now, the only thing I want to type is system dot out and notice on here it gives me options. The compiler is really nice. It tells me everything that I can, all the different methods that I can use with this system.out. And the one that I want is print. So here's print. I can use print, or I can use print ln, which is right here. And print ln just it outputs my line, and then it gives you a new line afterwards. So right now, since I'm just going to print one line, I can just do print. Or if I'm going to do two statements, I'll do print ln. So I'll just do print. And you can choose it from there, or you can just type it, print. And then inside, I'm going to type whatever it is that I want to print out, like Hello World, the string, and then a semicolon. So again, if I do a print and I do another system.out.print, it's going to print both, or will print on the same line. So I'll do one. and 2. So you can see them both. And then I'm going to run. I can just click on run here and it compiles and runs at the same time. It tells me there's an error. Let's go ahead and proceed and see what the error is. Okay, I thought this might give me the error. If it gives you the error, it means that it made this module right here. You want to delete that. So the module info.java, we just want to delete that. And then now we have okay, so looks like I had another example that I had written earlier, but that's okay. Okay, so I just ran it, and here at the bottom we have Hello World 1 and Hello World 2. And I'm going to just type ln there. And now when I run it, it puts these in separate lines. So those are the two options that I have. So this is how to run Hello World by creating your project and your class. And then you saw that error that I received, and let's see here. Also, I guess the thing to note is where's this saving at. So you have to figure out where the workspace is, like where your file's going. So right now, here's the workspace. So my Hello project is going, let's see. So it's under my username. And then there's a Hello World project folder. So you want to see and figure out where, and if you want it to go somewhere else, then you would have to tell it. So if I go to new Java project, right here is the default location. So let's say that I call this test 1. Then I would not use my default location, and I would put exactly where it is that I want this to go. So let's say that I want it to go to my desktop. Then now it just goes straight to the desktop. So it's going to create a folder on the desktop. It might be easier for you to find. Click Finish. It says Eclipse would like to access your files in your desktop folder. I'm going to say OK. And then here's that module info that gave me the error earlier. So earlier, I don't remember it saying create and don't create, but you don't want to create it. If you do create it by mistake, you can just delete it. So don't create it. And then now here's the second project, the test project. So if I'm done with this project, I can close it by clicking on Hello World Project and going to Close Project right here. So now I have my test 1 project, and I can click on New Class. And let's say that I name this class Sum of Numbers, and I want a static main method. Click Finish. And run, and it prints Hello World 1. Now, if you notice, all these things that came up here, all these folders are my folders that are in and a bunch of other stuff that's on my desktop. So if you do put it on the desktop, you'll see just a bunch of stuff. So maybe it's just better on your desktop to create a separate folder. Maybe you would create a folder here called we call it Java Projects. And now we can put all the projects in here, and then it just won't be so busy. It's not that it's bothersome for you or for anybody, it's just very busy. So if I wanted here, I could, sorry about that. Still can't get used to a Mac with these, like, to get my Mac to do what I want with my Windows, no matter how long I work on them. Okay, so here's an example of just adding two integers and printing the two integers. I'm just going to make it a little bit shorter. And do it a little bit different. So int sum equals 0, sum equals first plus second, and then I'm going to see out sum here. Sum is, okay, so in Java to output a string and an integer or a variable, you're going to use the plus sign. The plus sign here, you'll learn, is called concatenation. It just concatenates, or it puts together a string and a variable, or a string and another string, or a string and a constant, etc., etc. So we're going to put plus and sum, and then hopefully I typed everything in correctly and it will run. There we go. So the sum is 30. All right. Please email me if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you.